welcome back to another video. Today we're going to do something that I've never done before. I feel like I've shown a lot of the food I make in my vlogs, but I have never ever done a proper what I eat in a day video, and these types of videos are very popular, so I'm kind of excited to do it. I'm going to be taking you through every single thing that I eat today, because you might find it interesting. It might inspire you to make something or eat something new this week. It is absolutely freezing today. Today's Thursday. It's really cold today. Yesterday was so hot. Today is so cold, but I'm pleased because I finally get to wear my new Mao cashmere knit. And it is so cozy. This is a rare sighting. I'm wearing makeup and I am fully clothed, wearing real clothes. So lots of achievements being made today, if I'm honest. It is obviously the morning. The first thing I'm going to do is make my Nespresso. I always start with an espresso coffee, normally first thing in the morning, but I've kind of waited today to have my coffee so that I can obviously film it for the video. Oh my goodness, so this could not have been more perfect timing. A couple of weeks ago I discovered Thea Ceramics, which is based in Waiheke, and she basically makes lots of beautiful coffee mugs, coffee tumblers. So these are the coffee tumblers without the mug handle, just because I think they look quite cool. But she does all sorts of other ceramics. She does lots of different colored glazes, but they just arrived just in time to make my coffee. I actually bought this one for me and this one for Liam. They are so stunning, and I've just always loved the idea of like filling my home up with really beautiful, like local artisan bespoke items. And I love that the glaze is obviously going to come out slightly different. Like, you can see all the kind of lines in here, and obviously because they are all handmade, they're ceramics, yeah, they're all going to be different. But I chose the pink glaze, and then on the bottom they say Thea Waiheke, which I just thought was really cool. So I've got that one for me, and then I got the green one for Liam. I don't know if the color is really showing up because of the lighting, but it's just a really beautiful green, kind of like a greenstone kind of shade of green. But yeah, aren't they absolutely stunning? I'm so pleased with them. So now I'm gonna make a coffee. So this is sort of the coffee and tea station in the kitchen. I get a lot of questions about Nespresso machines. Honestly, they all do the same thing. They all extract the same coffee. Every Ericino is gonna froth the milk the same. You can get machines where you have the fancy like barista like tube thing with the handheld milk, and you can like pour it like that, and it's a little bit more fancy. But honestly, they all froth the same. They all extract the coffee the same. It doesn't matter what machine you're gonna get. Obviously some just look a little bit more fancy, some have a few more features, kind of like electronic features and stuff. This one is really old. I'm pretty sure this is about 5 years old now. We've had it for a long time. And yeah, I just love Nespresso because I can recycle every single capsule. So this is our Nespresso recycling bag. You pretty much just fill this whole thing up and you take it to the NZ post shops, and they will literally recycle it for you for free. They send it back to Nespresso and they deal with all the pods, and it's just an amazing system. So we've got like all of our, I'm not going to show you because it's gross, all of our empty pods. You just keep this by your machine. I think it's like 100 pods can fit in this before you need to take it to the post shop. And our Nespresso pods live in this really cute little glass jar. It's just from Kmart. We're starting to run slightly low, but I made another order the other night because all of my favorites have run out. I have done a little bit of work with Nespresso, but we had this Nespresso machine years and years before I even worked with them. But over the summer they sent over some of these Monin syrups. I try to not put them in my coffee because I know it's not good for my skin because it's obviously sugar. But we have caramel, coconut and vanilla, which is nice over the weekend if you want a little bit of a treat. Anyway, I'm gonna go with their Indonesia pod today. It's just a nice kind of medium flavor, nothing too intense, but it's still got a nice kick, and it's part of their range where they've got a whole bunch of coffees kind of from around the world. I do choose to use as many kind of dairy replacement products as possible. However, I really struggle with coffee. I hate almond milk in a coffee. I hate soy milk. Oat milk is a good one, but I'm yet to find one that I like. So I'm just going to use reduced fat cow's milk in my coffee because it obviously, to me, it tastes the best until I find the perfect oat milk. But I am on the hunt. Going to get the coffee going. I don't take sugar in my coffee at all. I have sugar in tea, but never coffee. I like it to taste a tiny bit more bitter. Right, so for breakfast, I'm doing my absolute favorite meal. We are doing apple and cinnamon porridge. Now, this is dairy-free, but it is not vegan because I put honey in. So obviously, if you're a vegan, you can do all of this. Just don't put the honey in, obviously. Otherwise, I put almond milk in. Normally, I actually have the So Good almond and coconut milk blend. I've got apple sitting here, which I'm going to warm up in the microwave. I just get like an apple crumble tin of apples and heat it up, and it is so delicious. It's like baby food, but it is delicious. Cinnamon, raglan, vanilla bean, coconut yogurt, one of our absolute faves. This is some honey that one of our family friends dropped over, which was really lovely. And then this is organic whole grain quick cook oats. So I'm not too precise, guys. I just pour this much in. I always find that I can't eat it all because porridge is so filling. It is like the best thing to have during the day, but I find it so filling, so I don't need heaps. Then I'm gonna pop in my almond milk. Oh gosh, I'm pretty much run out. That should be enough though. I can always put some hot water in. And then if you've never done porridge before, you basically just wanna get it to boiling point and then start mixing it around. So you just wanna keep stirring it around. And the oats are gonna soak up all of the almond milk. Porridge is in the bowl. I like mine quite almost like glued together. I don't like it too runny. And this is pretty much the portion I will have just because I've got all the other stuff in there as well. And that is plenty for me for the morning. So I've just heated up my apples for about just over a minute, maybe a minute 30, and I'm just gonna pop that in. So my porridge to apple ratio is definitely off today. So next up is coconut yogurt. This is a fresh jar. I almost make it as like a bit of a breakfast bowl. That's probably plenty. This is the vanilla bean one, and it is so delicious. Drizzling a decent amount of honey over. I love honey, guys. This is just the ultimate like really cozy morning breakfast. Heaps, and I mean heaps, of cinnamon. I go overboard because I love it. That is my breakfast. Dairy-free apple cinnamon porridge. I wish I made a little bit more porridge, but it's fine. You get the gist. This is probably going to be plenty for breakfast. I ran out of almond milk and I realized, of course, I need to go and make my smoothie, but I don't have any almond milk, and I just think if I'm gonna drink cow's milk, I'm just gonna do it once. So that was in my coffee, and I didn't want to put it in my smoothie, so I thought I would whip across to the dairy. We actually have our local dairy directly across the road, so we've been supporting the family that own the dairy through this time just by kind of picking up things like milk and bread, that sort of thing. I thought I would whip over and just see, because they actually have a really good selection of groceries. She walked in and I said, do you have any almond milk? And he said, we've got one left. Oh my god, amazing. So I went and picked it up. This is not normally the brand I get. It's an unsweetened vanilla flavor, but that is going to be just fine to go in my smoothie. We're going to do my favorite one at the moment, especially for days where it's a little bit more chilly. We're going to do like a chocolate banana protein kind of smoothie, but with lots of spinach in it. So it actually comes out as a green smoothie, but it doesn't really taste like a green smoothie. We're going to start with a banana. Going to, whoops, this is a humongous banana. All of that in, break it apart. Then I'll put a little bit of almond milk at the bottom. Then I like to put a fair amount of spinach in there just so I get my greens in for the day. Dark leafy greens are really good for your skin and obviously your general health. Then I'm gonna put a serving of the Dose & Co. chocolate fudge plant-based protein. I love this one because it doesn't taste furry. If you are a protein powder person, you will know what I mean. It doesn't taste furry, really nice, but like not over the top sweet chocolate flavor. And I like adding protein. Normally, if I was doing a lot of Pilates, it would be to help with my muscle recovery, but more so at the moment, it's just to kind of make my smoothie more of a substantial snack, if you know what I mean. You're just adding more protein, kind of making it more of a meal, if you know what I mean. But this is more like a mid-morning snack for me. I'm gonna pop 3 scoops is about 1 serving. Oh, it smells so good. Then I'm gonna put in a dollop of Pix peanut butter. This is my favorite peanut butter. It is the absolute best. I'm just gonna put a dollop of that in because I kind of like a little bit of a nutty flavor in there. It tastes really good with the chocolate, so just kind of a decent dollop. And then random, but I've actually been enjoying putting a little bit of coconut in there just because I love that nutty, coconutty chocolate flavor. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of desiccated coconut in. Oh, it smells like a Bounty bar. A little bit of that in, not too much. Put a little bit more milk in. I'm gonna pop more of my absolute favorite spice in. I don't know, do you call cinnamon a spice? I don't know. Herbs and spices, I guess it would come under spices. I don't know. I'm gonna put a lot of cinnamon in because you know how I feel about cinnamon. Pretty decent amount. Even more milk in. I just kind of do it in layers so that it all mixes up really well. And then ice. Perfect. I love my reusable straws. Just make sure you clean them properly with the proper straw cleaners because the gunk from smoothies that end up living inside of these is disgusting. So it looks like a green smoothie, but it tastes like chocolate, coconut, peanuts, and cinnamon. Also, I thought I just might mention how much water I drink every day. So it's not the prettiest bottle, but it is incredible at keeping my water cold for hours. It's a Camelback. Liam and I have matching ones and they are just incredible. Such a good investment. They were great even over the summer when we brought them to the beach. You put cold water in them, you be at the beach for hours and your water stays cold the entire day. So I try and drink about at least 4 of these a day. I try and aim for 6, but I just find water is like the ultimate hydrating skincare product. If you can drink a ton of water, you will notice it in your face, and I can tell straight away when I haven't been drinking enough water. My skin just starts shriveling up. I start looking exhausted. I start looking dull. My skin just doesn't look great. So throughout the day, I'm constantly drinking a ton of water. Lunchtime, every day's different. Today is very much a 3-meal plus a smoothie day. When I have a day like this, I tend to not really snack much throughout the day. So I'm sure I'll do this again. I'll do another video where it would be like a different style of eating day and I'm eating more small stuff, but today is very much a like breakfast, lunch, and dinner kind of day. So if I'm having one of these days, one of my go-tos is a Cajun chicken salad. Obviously, if you wanted it to be vegan or vegetarian, you replace the chicken with whatever vegan substitute you want that to be. But in this household, we are all obsessed with the Tegel smoked chicken meal makers. They're just so good for like salads, wraps, everything. We'd normally empty this out and put it in a Tupperware container, but they are amazing. We also put it on pizza. I love putting this in a chicken salad. We have a bag of beautiful salad greens from our Service Foods home order, which is how we're getting our online groceries at the moment. I always love to put a little bit of olive oil in my salad. I literally just pop the Cajun seasoning on top of the cold chicken, and then I'm just gonna do super simple cherry tomatoes, a bit of avocado, and some cucumber. Greens in. This has all been pre-washed as well. Throw in a bit of chicken. This is literally so easy, but it feels fancy. Oh, and by the way, the reason we also love this one is because it is cage-free chicken and no added hormones, which is really, really important. Tomato and cucumber going in. I love getting veggies and greens as much as I can throughout the day. So I've already had some greens in my smoothie and now I'm having it, and I'm having them again at lunchtime. So now I've just popped some chunks of avocado in there. I'm just gonna put some olive oil in. Just do a nice drizzle. That's probably plenty. And then I'm going to top it with the Cajun seasoning. I never used to be a salad person, really, until it really was my skin that motivated me to want to eat better. But I just kind of found ways to make normal boring meals like a salad into something that just tastes a little bit more interesting. So for me, that's normally like a Cajun seasoning. In the summer, I would drizzle like balsamic and lemon in there. Yeah, my skin is a massive healthy eating motivation for me. My skin and also my mental health. I'm gonna be generous with the Cajun seasoning. And And there we go. That is my lunch, full of protein, healthy fats, and lots of greens. Actually been planning on making this recipe for quite a while now, for about a week and a half, ever since I saw it on Instagram. I don't normally make anything for dinner this fancy, although I don't think it's that fancy. I've actually never made this before, but I thought it would be fun to do for this video, and it will be even more fun for me if I can get it right. So it is the Miss Polly's Kitchen recipe. It's meant to be a prawn and pea pasta, but we don't have peas, so we're just gonna do everything except the peas. So this is the recipe. It's on her Instagram if you want to go and check it out. And yeah, Liam and I are going to try and create it now. We've got our defrosted prawn cutlets, garlic cloves. We've just got spelt spaghetti, so we're using spaghetti, although she didn't use spaghetti in her recipe. Cherry tomatoes, normal tomatoes, lemons, chili flakes, which I love, olive oil, balsamic vinegar, and a bit of parmesan, and I believe that's everything. So we have got pasta water going, and then we've got this sort of wok style bigger fry pan. I'm just putting a little bit of salt in the pasta water and a tiny bit of olive oil. We've chopped up our vine tomatoes, we've got normal cherry tomatoes, pop them on a tray, and I'm just going to do a drizzle of balsamic and olive oil. And then we're going to sprinkle some crushed garlic on top. Then we're just seasoning with salt and pepper, and we're going to put it in the oven for just under 20 minutes. So put it in fan bake at, was it 180? Mm-hmm. We have another 4 garlic cloves. We put 5 on top of the tomatoes. Put another 4 that are all crushed up over there, and now Liam is just grating some lemon zest. So now we've got our prawns in the bowl, and we're just putting the lemon zest and the rest of the garlic into the bowl, and we're going to add some chili flakes. 1 teaspoon. Oh gosh, this is going to be a bit tricky. I mean, I like a bit of spice anyway. Yeah. Oh, nice. Mixing that all up together, and now in about 30 seconds the tomatoes would have been in the oven for 10 minutes, and we can put our pasta into the water to boil. Right, we've taken the tomatoes out. A couple of them are a little bit burnt, but they are looking really nice and seasoned and caramelized. Cool, so we've got a pan on high, and now we're cooking the prawns. So now we're just adding a bit of lemon juice. Woo. Now we're adding the roasted tomatoes in with the prawns. And try and get all the nice juices in there. Pasta drainage. And then back in with a little bit of pasta water. Pasta in the pan. Then a couple of leaves of basil to mix in. And then now just sprinkle some parmesan on top. Bon appetit!